I once had a relationship with this girl. During our discussion of our mutual friends, she happened to show me her inbox. Let me just say that I was startled, gentlemen. It was my first time seeing it. There were lots of guys in her inbox. Even more of them had responses from her. They were talking to her about who knows what while also sending odd pickup lines, proposals, and dick pictures. My inbox, which is as desert-like as the Sahara all year long, sprang to mind. What was more irritating was how blatantly honest she was about everything. She showed me the inbox as if it were nothing. Even yet, she didn't consider this to be attention. I inquired about a few of the men she had spoken with. They were simply buddies, she informed me. A man she knew from high school, college, or some similar setting. I could tell that these Jews were really interested in her since I am a male. She knew nothing about it at all. And this was only one day. These women received numerous messages and attention during the entire year. She doesn't even have to be particularly attractive to have her inbox flooded. She only requires a great profile and a few pictures, which is why I noticed that you won't ever stand out in her DNS. You must play the game traditionally, according to how it was meant to be played, if you wish to stand out in her eyes. Let's revisit the earlier time. How many of the guys who were reaching out to her would have genuinely meant anything? Let's put an end to creeps as soon as possible. Unless men want to spend the rest of their lives in prison, they would never have the courage to do that in front of a woman. Then there are all these idiots who questioned her about a woman's daily routine and habits. All these guys would be orbiters for her in real life. Because these people would either be irritating or too clingy and needy in real life. She merely entertains them on TV. Either that, or they will be the person who follows her, pays for her dinners, and laughs with her poisonous pals, while he loses all of his self-respect. Only 1% of red-pilled, hard-working men would coldly approach her and ask her out. The courage to approach her and make his affections known would only come from a man who has worked hard his entire life. And these are the gentlemen who, in the end, managed to save those women with little thought and care. Even if they fall short, they go on to the following attractive lady. Because it means nothing to them. They are everywhere and in great numbers. And they have enough self-confidence that they don't really care. They can feel pleased without using anything as flimsy as DMS or social media. Social media is a recent development. Since ancient times, real males have played with women. If we take actual approaches into account, women are approached much less frequently than you might imagine. However, they are still invited out more often than you are. But contrary to popular belief, less males approach attractive women. In reality, I had a hot coworker who was even hotter when she was younger and was in her late 40s. She explained to me that she only dated ugly, foolish men since no other man dared approach her. Do you realize how much room you have to rise beyond the vast majority of men then? The first step is always to put your own needs first. To stand out from the other men, work on yourself first. This entails beginning to lift weights and attempting to maximize all aspects of your life in order to make as much money as you can. So that you might have the most value possible. Because you, my friend, as a man, are up against thousands of weak guys who have too much time on their hands and too little dignity. The only one who needs to change is you. During the entire night, they spend listening to her issues. In order to start the next day on schedule and engage in exercise, you must be in your beds. You can only distinguish yourself in that way. She will be eager to see your message when she accesses her direct messages. Everyone else will be scrolled past by her. The fact that she is not scared by any of them is the only explanation for why women handle their attention in such a distant manner. Women are capable of such sexism. They are very irrational and have no sentiments for the guy who reaches out to her every day and treats her like royalty. However, the high-value man intimidates her because he is so confident in his life and his abilities. She has feelings, which offends women. She will experience a wide range of emotions and spend hours considering your responses. In actuality, even weak guys possess this quality. You start obsessing over what the other guy said when you have excessive amounts of anxiety and not enough to do. But in this circumstance, you must act as the man. Respond to her and continue using text messages for communication, not another. While you exercise control and power, all of your important emotional and spiritual conversations need to be kept on high gear. She gets ahead of herself the more we communicate with her via text, because she doesn't have to think about her feelings or how she appears tonight. All women are overanalyzing those things. Everyone may easily participate in the competition thanks to texts. But nature always makes a correction. The guidelines never change. You put in the effort and succeed. The girl is yours. If you don't, you'll join the thousands of other men who are friend-zoned and receive no attention from any women every day. In her DNS, you cannot stand out. You don't have to, though. It doesn't matter. It's you that wins. Not at all. She should be interested in your message and find it. Who cares if she refuses? Better chicks are always available. Not even a worry exists. Think as they do. There are always options available to a lady, but she has simple choices available to her. If you're bold enough to approach and engage every girl, you have a similar wealth of alternatives. So, gentlemen, that's the rule. Prioritize her needs first. The most ugly thing a guy can do is try to attract her, as I've already told you guys. The worst thing ever is trying to get her to talk and pay attention to texts. Even worse is expecting her to fall in love with you if you tell her everything about your life, listen to her issues, and do so. Because this is the unforgiving reality. She refuses. Finally, keep in mind this. You will never win a woman's heart by serving her needs. For what you do for yourself, she will always adore you. To help us, please watch this video. Please subscribe, and send this video to anybody you think will benefit from it the most.